Welcome to GHOSTWATCH2016, where we're watching Kamen Rider Ghost. I'm Coriander Dickinson, and I've seen some Kamen Rider.
I'm Heather Deary. I've seen some Sentai.
I'm Kate Stark, and I'm like 95% sure I know what Sentai means now.
This time, we watched episode 9. Towering,
the Man of Devotion. Last episode, I think our key points were there's a second monolith.
There's only one actual missing icon.
And we finally killed that bee. That bee dead.
So dead.
Because of Spider Lantern.
This is a bee butt free zone now.
That be death.
You be the defeat in the world that you want to be.
No.
Yeah, don't.
"16 days left. 10 icons remain." Exciting stuff.
So basically the same as last time, except more time has passed.
Even though Spectre is still on the river talking to his sister.
I think he might just live there. Under that bridge.
Did that conversation take 10 days?
It's
She
quite
was like,
possible.
No, you don't have to. And then he stood there.
Yeah, and
waiting.
came right back to it.
There was like a signal interruption or something. And then she's like, you don't have to because you're different now.
You've changed. I'm assuming he was once much nicer. And this whole fighting for his sister's life has made him mean.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just stressed out. Like, he's got a lot going on. It's been 10 years he's been doing this.
I would be stressed out.
Like, we don't know when he started doing this. Did he only get 4 icons in 10 years? Because that does not sound good for Taco.
Well,
what a terrible Kamen Rider.
He might have not started for those 10 years. He may have only started recently. But for those 10 years was trying to figure out how to start, which is the hardest part of any project.
Is actually getting started. I hear that.
So we cut back to the temple basement where the monolith is, and Monolith Dad is back.
I like that name. Monolith Dad.
Every home needs one.
And Taco's like, tell me about your research. Tell me. And then Monolith Dad just fades away.
And Taco Time wakes up, because Monolith Dad only shows up in your dreams.
It was all a dream. Turns out Taco was actually asleep on like the dining room table in Snapple HQ.
Cut to a cityscape where a small evil eye appears hovering in the air, and a small purple icon floats out of it and becomes a man.
I thought that was reserved for Ganma only.
Yeah.
But this dude kind of seems like he's from a different time period, perhaps. He's dressed all in brown, and he has kind of military style coat with like buttons all down the front and like epaulets on the shoulders.
Yeah, from like the the Confederate War or
It looks like Civil War
Civil
era.
War. I don't know much about war.
Badass. He looks pretty cool. And Corey, you pointed out he is our first facial haired character that we remember.
And then later we saw Gramps, and he has hair on his face.
He's
But
the
this
first
guy
young
has
one.
the first chin strap.
It is a bad example of a chin strap.
Other than that, he's very sharp.
Very sharp indeed. I think my favorite part of this is they do this like dramatic rotation, like camera rotation around military dude to reveal Pretty Boy. But you could tell that like the camera op just didn't have much room on this roof. And it's kind of very much, oh, sorry, I just need to squeeze by it here. Can I just, oh, sorry, my bad.
And finished.
I mean, we don't have like a big rooftop here. It's a very thin kind of plank walkway. There is not a lot of room there.
I think Pretty Boy probably set up this meeting location. Because, like, he's waiting. He's there. He knows this is going down. That this dude's going to appear. So he wanted to make it awkward for everyone.
Especially the camera person. Who's clearly filming his life story.
It's like true Hollywood story.
And we know he must be filming his true life story because Military Man is like, oh, Imperial
The Grand Imperial Majesty
is not happy about these things that are going on. And Pretty Boy's all like, "Oh, Dad."
It's like, it's cool, whatever. Don't worry about me. I don't need a babysitter.
And he's like, I was sent to help you.
The new guy's name is Javel,
Yeah, his name's Javel.
which I kind of like as a name. I've been using it. I don't know. I might use this one.
Is it Yavel?
Yavel?
Javel.
Yavul?
Yavul.
Maybe it is that. I was throwing around Chinstrap a little bit, but I have been using Javel in my notes.
I didn't write his name down. I was calling him Military Man. Or MM for short.
Eminem?
Eminem. Yeah.
Taco Time and Eminem.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Eminem's got to keep up with Pretty Boy.
Well, especially if he wants any of Taco Time's time.
Tacos Time.
Is it Tacos Time or Tacos Times?
I like Taco's time.
That's tough.
If you have an opinion, you can just tell us about it.
On Twitter at GHOSTWATCH2016. Cut back to Snapple HQ, where we're in the basement, and we see this dude.
Gramps is humming a song.
It's Gramps, but he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and like red capris and these weird New Balance shoes, and he has like a presumed wig on of like dreads.
Yeah.
And all around him is like luggage and gifts of sorts. So you can tell he's been on holiday.
It doesn't matter. Whenever we come back, I should know that Gramps is going to look weird. He's going to be wearing something that is not what we've seen him wearing, and it always surprises me.
I don't think he needs those glasses to see.
Do ghosts need glasses?
He hasn't worn them previously. Or maybe he's been wearing ghost contacts.
I just noticed Spider Lantern, Condor phone, and Bat clock all hanging out on the table in the corner.
They're having their little table time meeting. Those three.
The very tiny meeting.
They're
The tiny table.
because they're friends. There's clearly a spin-off show going on in the corner of the scene that we're not really getting the full detail on, and I would love it if they would show it to us, because personally, Tiny Friend Table Time looks like a lot of fun.
The other thing I noticed during this scene was that the two lanterns that are real lanterns and not spider lanterns that are at the start of the walkway across the wading pool in the basement,
Towards the monolith.
they also have the monolith eye on them. So maybe they also have magic powers
I don't know if
and
I
can
would.
see ghosts or something.
I would not tell Spider Lantern that he's not a real lantern, Corey. I think you might hurt his feelings.
No, the other lanterns are just not spider lanterns.
That's fair.
They're just lanterns to flank the monolith to make it look more impressive, as far as we know.
I think they are Spider Lantern's guards, and clearly the monolith is maybe Spider Lantern's dad, because everyone seems to have a dad in this show.
Spider Lantern doesn't have the eye on it.
Spider Lantern is going through a rebellious phase and refuses to wear the eye.
Heather, I'm gonna say that's reaching just a little bit.
The eye is clearly the source of their power and their kingdom's mark, and Spider Lantern is a prince and does not wish to bear it.
Corey, back me up on this one.
Spider Lantern
Corey,
has gone
help me.
on many adventures with his Condor phone and alarm clock friend, and will not be swayed into ruling the eye space that Monolith's dad forces upon him. He will rule free of his own life and spin webs where he wants.
So are Bat Clock and Condor Phone also princes of other kingdoms?
Don't encourage her.
Possibly. We don't know yet. That comes later, I think, in Tiny Table, episode 15. I mean, we really won't find that out till later. They're just hanging out for now. They don't want him to know that they are also royalty, but they're cool with it, because they understand that he's not so cool with
Well,
it.
like they don't force anyone to use honorifics when speaking to them.
Well, of course not. They're friends. You don't have to use honorifics when you're friends. They're that close. They're that tight of a group. They are the Tiny Three trio of the Tiny Table television show.
I was going to ask if you had a name for them, and I feel like that was it.
The Tiny Trio?
Yes, the Tiny Trio.
Of the Tiny Table
television show.
Television show, that's it.
Yes.
It's a lot of T's.
I tried.
Gramps has a gift for taco time.
This was explained to me that this is a pretty traditional thing to do when one goes away. And again, I don't know much about Japanese culture, so this was explained to me. When one goes on holiday, it is customary you bring back gifts for everybody.
Pretty much everyone you know.
That seems expensive.
They don't have to be expensive gifts.
It's just kind of the...
Think of it like Christmas. But like you've gone on a trip and you might get someone you're really good friends with a really cool gift because you know them really well.
And then everyone else gets keychains.
Yes. Or in this case, a statue.
A Maui head statue.
Moai.
Easter
That-
Island head.
Easter Island head statue. Holding
If
a crystal
the Easter Island
ball.
had a body.
They do.
They do have bodies.
They do.
But they do not have bodies like that. Because that is a shelf-sitting body.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me there's not on the side of like the Easter Island one just hanging out with its legs in the pool of water?
The ocean.
The world's pool.
I don't know.
It's only open until 9. I'm sure it retracts its legs after that.
The ocean is not only open till 9.
That is a 24-hour, 365 situation.
No, that's only if you're member only.
Am I a member and I didn't even know it?
Yeah.
A member of the ocean? You would know if you were a member of the ocean.
Look,
You'd have a
only
card.
membership status allows you to use access to the world's pool 24 hours a day. Otherwise, it closes at 9. I said 9, right?
Yeah.
It closes at 9.
This episode is really getting away from us.
All
So,
the details are important.
Taco Time wants information from Gramps because Gramps has been away for a while. And he wants to know what happened 10 years ago and what his father was researching. But Gramps starts just talking about, yeah, he had to get like 1,000 weapons and he had 999 and da-da-da-da. And then Taco references someone showing up and then he's like, that's Benkai and not my dad.
Yeah, and then Gramps is
Benki.
just like, yeah, okay, bye,
Ben-
disappears.
Benkei. Bengay. I don't know.
I don't think it's Bengay.
Bengay is that cream, right?
I mean, we could call it that.
Whereas Benkei is a monk from the Heian,
Yes.
and I don't actually know his story.
I think he had to collect 1,000 weapons, and then he only got
Oh.
999. That's about what I got from the show, though.
That's more than what I got from the show, so you're doing well.
He was a monk.
Go on.
He is strong.
The hero book lists him as loyal, ferocious monk.
Ferocious is another word for strong. Now, in my dictionary.
So Gramps is like, oh, what's that over there? And then Taco looks like a dumb. And then looks back and Gramps is gone.
And then his little statue starts talking to him and like shaking about.
Yeah, it's like, stop gripping me by the throat, man.
Yeah.
I'm choking.
Yeah, and then I was waiting for it to turn into another item, but it's clearly not up to snuff to be part of the Tiny Trio.
But Taco runs upstairs to show it to everyone, I'm assuming, because it's talking. And everyone's gathered around the table looking at postcards that they made.
Akari, Hanari, the students, they're very excited about these Christmas cards with a tiny, like, transformed taco on it. They're super cute.
Yeah, I think they're actual Christmas cards they probably gave out to promote the show.
I'm pretty sure.
I really like the fact that they showed them off in the show as a thing that Snapple is doing.
Even Urisen showed up to promote them. There's like, oh yeah, these are definitely cool things that everyone would want.
I mean, honestly, I kind of want that one.
The Merry Christmas from Kamen Rider Ghost.
Yeah, it's really cute. And it's
It's
got like a
really
tiny
cute.
little cartoon Kamen Rider Ghost on it.
That looks a lot like the magnet. Do you think Akari drew these?
Probably. Oh, and then the other Christmas card has Akari on them, being adorable.
Yeah, so I think Akari did draw them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Our mailman friend shows up and startles Onari.
And basically, mailman friend's like, hey, I've got a package for you.
No one was outside, so I came in.
They're
'Cause
buddies
we're
now.
buddies now.
Yeah.
I mean, Mailman has shown up a few times now, so I assume he's gonna be like Kamen Rider number 4, right?
Maybe he lives there too.
That could be.
He lives in the sub-basement.
He's got a envelope for them, which has no return address on it, and it's clearly suspicious.
Onari sniffs the envelope.
He keeps smelling it. Like a lot.
Nothing comes from that, but he just keeps smelling it.
He might like the smell of ink.
Manila envelopes.
Documentation.
This year's fragrance.
Manila?
Yes.
New from Calvin Klein.
Manila.
Manila.
I've always thought that it sounds so similar to vanilla that it should be. It should have a specific smell.
It'll come in a 3-pack with Euphoria and that other one. I don't know, that other Calvin Klein perfume.
I know that it's not, but my brain's first throw to me was Disgrace by Calvin Klein. I was like, what? Why?
That's perfect. It's 3-pack,
Sure.
so it's Disgrace,
Euphoria.
and
Manila.
Manila.
So Manila's for when you're going to the office.
Euphoria is when you want to do sexy stuff.
But only sexy stuff.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, you don't take that to the office.
No. And then Disgrace is for all the other times.
All other occasions.
So I don't work in an office. So I'd probably just wear Disgrace always.
That's okay. You can get the 3-pack still. Probably get the really cute Kamen Rider postcard that comes with it, because it's going to be a Christmas special. And you can give Manila to a friend of yours who you know goes to the office, and we'll use that.
This is perfect.
Right?
All my Christmas gifts are done. Don't need to worry about them anymore. You know what you two are getting for Christmas?
Manila?
Yeah. Anyways, cut to Snapple hanging out in the science lab, looking through this envelope. There's a letter, and there's a picture, and there's another picture, and there's some documents.
And I just noticed that the table of chemistry sets stuff that Akari uses all the time has 3 bowls that are like mortar and pestle style things, and they currently have colored powders in them. She's just been leaving crap out.
So
Potentially dangerous crap.
You're saying Akari is not a responsible scientist?
I have not noticed an eye wash station in this lab.
It doesn't seem well ventilated.
You think they would have an eye wash station given how much iconography there is?
Oh my god, get out. Get
Iconography?
Get out. Corey, can we cut her by, like, voting?
Yay.
Yay. The yays have it.
Get off the island.
Hodor, get out.
I have to get off the whole island?
You got an
Yes.
ocean membership. Come on.
Go use it.
Mine expired. I wasn't going. It's... I'm not going to make it there by 9.
It's 8:12. You've got time.
Get in the ocean,
I'm
Hodor.
slow.
You have no other choice.
We voted.
Okay, goodbye.
It's the law now.
All right, Corey, let's finish up this podcast.
So they're talking about Dr. Igarashi, and Taco, I believe, recognizes the man because in his desk drawer that he falls asleep on often is a stack of photos of his dad doing research with buddies, and also some, family shots out in the yard. And one of the photos of dad with buddies is dad in basement with this Dr. Igarashi, and also
Scary mouth.
Scary Mouth. Why is Onari still sniffing the paper?
Science.
I told you he really likes Manila.
Hodor, get out. We told you to leave.
I thought you wanted to be back.
No,
You
I
clearly
never
wanted to
said
hear about
that.
Manila.
No. I said Corey and I are going to finish this up ourselves.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Never stops with her, I swear. Okay, come back. You look sad.
Yay.
Okay, good. So they're all figuring it out, and they're like, wait a minute. Doctor and Dad and Scary
Scary
Mouth.
Mouth?
Scary mouth.
So they decide to go to the location of
Physics lab.
Dr. Igarashi's lab because there is a report in the envelope of paranormal activity.
Something happened 10 years ago, and because everything that happened 10 years ago has something, and there's paranormal activity now, it's like we should check that out.
I mean, that makes sense to me. If he's searching for ghosts.
What I really like is that we then actually cut to Scary Mouth on the roof, who's looking at the exact same photo.
Also, of course, he's on a roof because everybody's always on roofs in this show. But yes, as you pointed out, he's looking at the same exact photo of him and Dad and Doctor and saying that he really hated Dad.
Like a lot.
He's like, despite our work together, I really still hated you a lot.
So I'm assuming that he's not maybe the best coworker to have.
Like we get a flashback of Dad standing in front of the monolith giving an inspiring speech about the future and the hope for the generations to come and stuff. And he's like, right, guys? And Igarashi is like, yeah. And you just see Scary Mouth standing there in the corner by himself, glowering. He's like, well, I wanted to say no, but Igarashi said yes.
Maybe what happened was during their Secret Santa gift exchange, no one got him Manila. He got Euphoria, and he doesn't have anyone to have Euphoria with. And so he's just sad, and now he's mad.
Story of my life.
Getting Euphoria at a Secret Santa gift exchange.
And having no one to do Euphoria with.
Those things expire, believe it or not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you should check the expiration date.
Yeah, do not use expired Euphoria.
Also on the roof is very strange Ganma.
I don't know if we need to talk about him.
Really? You don't want to talk about the design of this very green Ganma?
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. He's green.
No.
No, you can't get away with that.
So Scary Mouth is kind of talking towards this Ganma and saying like, okay, make sure Taco follows the trail. Now, okay. So let's start out easy.
Yes.
He's green.
Majority of this Ganma is green.
He has a actual Naginata.
Yes.
That's real.
With some red feathers coming out of the middle part
Fur.
of it. Okay. He's got these shoulder pad sort of things.
Yeah, they're stylized armor.
His jacket is all trimmed in kind of a goldy, bronzy kind of color.
Yeah. He's got like this weird top knot ribbon thing going on the top
But it's
of his
like
head.
the fabric wraps around his helmet, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
So-
and there's like ribbons that go down the back. Also green, trimmed in gold. Very cool.
Okay, I'm going to try this. His face.
Yep.
His helmet.
Yep.
Thing in front, mask, something.
You're doing good.
Is kind of, think of the outline of an elephant's head with like the ears and the trunk.
Yep.
And then just cut random slits out of the ears.
Yeah, and give it some like whiskers,
Fake mustache.
like 3 fake mustaches,
Yeah, and
kind
then
of piled on top of each other, varying lengths.
do we talk about the trunk?
The trunk is a dragon.
Yeah, easy, right?
Like
The part where a trunk would be is actually just a dragon's body, and on the end part is a dragon's head.
yeah, with teeth and what you think a dragon looks like. That is definitely a dragon.
I seriously, I know I've said this before, I highly recommend you Google this Ganma and then listen along as we try to explain this, because this is so hard.
Oh, and then on the forehead there's like a fox
Yeah, and his
thing.
so the where the elephant outline ears would be, it's kind of just like a gold, like think of stylized wings.
Balls on the tips.
Yeah, and then his eyes are blue with like these red outlines.
Like he hasn't been sleeping good.
Yeah, he's very sleep deprived.
If you Google search Green Ganma Kamen Rider Ghost, it's like the second picture in. You should be able, from what we are describing,
I think we've given enough detail that they should be able to tell which one it is.
I should
No,
hope
they should be able
so.
to picture this in their mind by now.
I
It's green, it's got an elephant
Okay.
face with a dragon trunk.
I'm staring
Lots
at
of
this
beards.
picture.
Many mustaches.
I can't comprehend what's going on with it. I've described it. I know it looks weird. Once the picture leaves, I'm not going to be able to remember how this worked.
Many mustaches.
Overlaid. Many mustaches overlaid.
Layers of mustache.
Well, it's
Oh
like
my
they come out of the side of the dragon's neck. The dragon trunk.
It sounds so stupid what you're saying, but it's accurate.
I can't picture how you would think to even draw this as part of a costume thing. Like, someone had to draw this design out, because there's no way they said, oh, hey, you, okay, for our next Gamma costume, I'm thinking a dragon snout thing with an elephant face, but not really an elephant, just kind of in the shape of one.
Many mustaches.
Many mustaches. Make it green. I think green's probably good. Maybe put some balls on the end of some weird wings or something. No, someone had to draw this, because there's no way that you could communicate what this looked like.
Cutaway to Azuma Physics Laboratory, which is the location of Dr. Igarashi's research desk.
Akari is super excited because she's in a science lab
There is real science being done by people in lab coats nearby.
I think
all around.
I think she's just excited that finally they were talking about real science and not ghosts.
That's real science.
She's almost excited on Onari levels. Not quite, but she's
Onari
getting
calms
really
her
close.
down.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because she was too excited. She screamed and ran
I
towards
I
a
think-
scientist.
I think Onari
She lunged. She
is
was going to
not-
attack.
is not used to Akari being that excited, and when other people are as excited as he is, it spooks him.
He looks spooked.
So they're like, we heard there's some weird stuff at Dr. Igarashi's place. And Science Man's like, there was some young guy and he saw some stuff and freaked out, and it's no big deal, but you can see it if you want.
So he takes them to the guy's desk, and they're like, yeah, he's over here. He's kind of like on his own and did whatever. Not really social.
He kept to himself a bit, but he did take these phone calls from one person in particular.
Right before he disappeared 10 years ago.
When he was really absorbed in his research.
Let me see if I can remember the name of that guy. I think it was Taco's dad.
Oh, Taco's dad. My name is Taco, and I had a dad who disappeared 10 years ago. Could
Because
be
dead.
All right, he also dead, but I had one of those, and now I don't. So
Must be mine.
must be mine. Must be mine. Always mine. And of course, Taco Time's like, also, my friend disappeared then too. So coincidence? I don't think so. They're then leaving the office outside, and Onari pulls out the envelope.
Sniffing it again, I'm sure.
He manages to pull it out like in a really weird way, though.
Like, where was he hiding this envelope?
Like, he just has robes. I mean, he probably has a pocket for his cell phone, but it wouldn't fit the envelope in an unfolded way. It's a large envelope. It's a manila envelope.
And yes,
It's just
Onari
the way
is
it, like, maybe he was putting it in one of his sleeves.
But Onari is also always wearing monk robes. At all times. That's
Like,
all he's ever wearing.
He's a professional monk.
Pro tier monk.
So they decide to go to an abandoned warehouse where Dr. Igarashi was conducting other research.
And living, I think. Pretty
Yeah.
sure, because there's like a bed and his like personal belongings. So I'm pretty sure this is where he was living too.
They find a notebook, and they're looking through it, and it looks weathered and a bit old. And
Yeah, what I'm shocked by is, so this guy's been gone for 10 years, but his house doesn't look that, like, it looks messy, but it doesn't look as filthy as you'd think for 10 years.
Nature has not yet reclaimed this location.
Exactly. So I was kind of like, oh, that's weird.
And Taco Time notices a fan on a stand nearby.
yes, it has a poem on it.
And this is like a paper fan, like traditional Japanese paper fan.
Definitely thousands of years old.
For sure.
Or it was white and someone spilled coffee on it last week.
On it, it says, in the next life and life after, that we will meet.
Taco Time says it belonged to Benkai, because he'd read this poem. He was a monk of fans and poems. He was a fan of this poem.
Get into the ocean.
Out. Just leave forever.
The ocean is still open.
Cab there if you need to.
Can I charge that?
No, there is
the
no
podcast-
GHOSTWATCH 2016 business account. Get out.
Could we open one?
No, we don't get paid for this. Do you get paid for this?
No, but I don't feel like I should have to
Pay for
drive-
your own
pay-
exile.
You had
exactly.
2 pun fouls in the span of half an hour. Get out.
No, you can't make me. You're not my dead dad.
Dead Dad can't make you do anything. Dead Dad just stands there stoically watching while you yell at him
Yeah,
and then disappears and you wake up.
yeah, and it's still disappointing.
So there's a creeper in the building with Taco and crew.
He's got gray hair, just kind of like looking over. They all notice him and look, and it's just a shot.
And he's just like, surprised.
He's like, oh no, and then tries to run away. It's clearly the doctor that we've been looking for. And then Taco like runs after him.
They take off through the forest that was totally nearby.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, I mean, all abandoned warehouses are near forests.
And he's all like, no, you have to tell me about my dead dad's research. I'm Taco Time, son of dead dad.
It's on all of his documentation. Taco Time, son of dead dad.
The doctor does turn around at that point. He's like, "What? The dead dad of Taco? You are Taco Time."
Well, I'll talk to you.
A future is lost, and I'm very upset. He said something along those lines. I mean, he didn't say the "I'm upset" part, but he was clearly upset. And then the Ganma comes out of
And
nowhere.
then the Ganma Nation attacked him. Well, actually, maybe. I mean, like, there's, like, an Imperial Highness and Prince Pretty Boy and Javel and this Ganma.
This Ganma is pretty imperial looking. He could be part of the Pretty
The
Boy
Ganma
Nation.
Nation.
Yaval.
Yaval.
It's not Javel. You.
I'm sorry. No,
Yavel.
No, we talked about this earlier. Eminem.
All right.
Oh, right.
I know we all forgot, because I completely did too.
We
but
even
he's
recorded
Eminem.
that too. Eminem. Chin strap.
Yeah, Eminem. Okay,
Eminem,
so
Eminem.
Eminem and Pretty Boy
Oh,
of
right.
the Ganma
Military
Nation.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You forgot what the Eminem stood for,
I was
didn't you?
literally in my brain going through the steps. I was like, chin strap, Yaval, Yavul, Javel, Javelin. How did we get Eminem?
It was Javelin. Javelin Man.
There were several
And
iterations.
then Eminem.
You
Right.
wrote down
That was me.
MM, and
That
so we
was
were like,
me.
oh, Eminem
Clearly.
for Taco Time.
Military
Eminem.
man.
I'm just so tired right now. This is all melding together.
So the Ganma attacks, and he's invisible, and he breaks down some CG trees.
But all the while, Doc is like, I was not involved. I had nothing to do with this. Nah, not me.
He runs off.
I mean, trees are exploding, and he can't see why. I would run away too.
So Green and nothing else. Green Ganma shows up and starts fighting. Taco transforms into his usual orange self.
Yeah, Taco Time in this episode was very
Orange
not
heavy.
not on the ball with things, was he? Because like Terra Usa.
Dactyl.
Terra Usa.
Urisen?
Urisen.
Oh my god.
Urisen.
No. Where did Terra Usa come from?
I thought that was his name.
Heather. Heather.
Like a Usagi, Terra, Earth Usagi, Earth Rabbit.
What? You... Okay.
So
For
Urisen.
no. For the person who was like, oh, obviously it's Eminem. I can't believe you don't even remember this Eminem.
You're
And you
sense
don't-
the mascot character of the entire
I,
show.
I told you that I completely forgot that it was Eminem as well.
Urisen has been in this show since episode 1. We are on episode 9.
And every single time I've forgotten his name, unless it says it on the screen. And I didn't see it this time, so I made up one.
Not as
Thinking that was-
spectacular. Look, you haven't forgotten it as spectacularly as Terra Usa.
So Urisen shows up, and berates Taku Time, who really is not on the ball these days, because he's just like, "Whoa, what you doing?" And he's like, "Yo, right, Robin Hood."
He flies into the air and transforms. I like how much jacket punching there is in this episode. Like, every single time a jacket comes out, the enemy gets punched.
I mean, that's how you should use your fighting jacket.
That's how I use my fighting jacket.
The Ganma is just like, "Well, I'm out, bye. You should not go near Dr. Man."
He's not like, oh, I'm out, bye. His dragon beard emits a fireball.
Oh, sorry, I didn't write that down because I was
Dragon
so surprised
beard
by it.
comes to life and throws a fireball and intercepts the Omega Strike.
For his flashy exit of "Yo, I'm out, man." Also, stay away from Doctor for reasons, and Taku Time like, "No."
So we cut to Spectre's waterfront
It is his waterfront.
location.
It's the river where he always hangs out.
He has
And-
obviously a membership to that waterfront.
Eminem and Pretty Boy walk up.
Spectre is angry, as usual.
So Eminem tries to fight Spectre.
Because he's angry.
Nearly kicks him square in the face, but stops just short.
Pretty Boy's all like, you're not even worth it anymore. Meh.
He stops Eminem from fighting Spectre and just like, "Yeah, no, we're done. I'm
It's like,
leaving.
You've changed.
You're not the Spectre I used to know. We used
Eminem.
to hang out and go to band class, and it was great. Now you're not."
I don't think he mentions anything about band class.
Oh, no, he doesn't, but, you know.
You're just...
I have a rich fan fiction you don't even know, Kate.
There
Maybe
is
this is why
extensive
I've
lore.
been shutting down your fantasies this entire time.
Corey's no fun. Until the show tells me otherwise, what I have to think must be true.
I will write a letter, and they will just list off all the things that are not true.
Tiny Trio,
Table time.
Table Time,
Adventure.
Adventure. You know you would watch it.
Yeah.
What kind of voice do you think Spider Lantern has?
Non-existent.
I don't think Spider Lantern talks.
Okay,
He's the silent one.
Just
Chondrophone must
feelings.
talk.
Chondrophone has a high-pitched kind of squeaky voice.
And Bat Clock.
all echolocation.
Yeah, it's more
I'm not going to
deeper.
watch this show.
It's a silent show.
every now
And
and
nothing
then.
moves.
They move.
They move in the same way as that statue show.
Not when they're on the table.
They don't move all the
The
time.
the Secco Boys, they move like that.
Look, it's going to be a really popular show, and we want you in on the ground floor. So if you wanna, if you wanna join our production team,
I don't have any money. I don't get paid for this.
It's very simple. Spider Lantern lights the way. Chondrophone is gonna take off, and Bat Clock will
Make sure
you-
the show runs a specific length.
keep the sound going. I'm not sure.
this is our pitch, and we're sticking to
Bat
it.
Clock will keep the sound going.
If Bandai, if you're listening, because I know you are, if you're interested in producing this show with 3 Canadians, we're on board.
Look, it's very simple. Chondrophone can talk because he's the phone. Bat Clock does the echolocation thing, so clearly an ear person. And
Hold on. Chondrophone should only be able to talk to people who aren't there. Like, he should only be able to talk to other telephones.
and Spider Lantern is the eyes because of the lantern.
Did you say Bat Phone or Bat Clock should be the ear person? What does that mean?
They're really good at listening for sound and telling people about jams.
The ear person. It's a bat. And it's a clock.
Hey, bats are people too.
No.
No, it just makes me think of the Lord of the Rings. Okay, with Sauron has people for specialized jobs. Like there's the mouth of Sauron that shows up in the movie. Maybe there's the ears of Sauron, and maybe they're like a bat clock.
There, see? Corey's on board. She understands. I think I'm not getting sent into the ocean again this time.
Oh, we still have some of this episode to record, so there's time.
So we're back at Snapple HQ in the meeting room, and they're checking out the notebook and talking about 10 years ago and memories and friendship.
Memories and friendship. totally unplanned, but I like that. Look at that dog in the background. Did you see that dog?
Yes.
Look at that. Oh, and
Oh,
the
hey, there's the
statue is
statue.
sitting over there too
It's
with the dog.
sitting
And there's
on
the
the
calendar.
Oh, yeah, the calendar's still there. What?
Wow, we really
Wow.
need to pay more attention to the backgrounds.
Huh. Oh, I'm glad you found a nice place for the statue.
Right next to that adorable porcelain corgi.
Yeah, they're buddies.
Okay, no. I'm cutting you off now before you go into a whole backstory and potential spin-off show that you have for this statue and that corgi.
Honestly, I wasn't going to because I'm still in love with Tiny Trio, but now
No,
that you mention
No,
it,
no.
Like, shelf friends.
well, I think they're more of a meeting planning group because of that calendar being so nearby. But they could become friends. Become shelf friends.
Shelf club.
Shelf club.
Something with an S. It needs to be like some alliteration.
The club
Shelf
that gets shelved.
club.
Anyway, Akari is like, oh, hey, look, I was looking through that notebook we found, and on the last page, there's this thing that says, forgive me, and I couldn't stop the traitor.
I couldn't
and
die for you.
We're assuming that the traitor is Scary Mouth, because he seems to be the angry one who didn't get Manila.
Taco decides to have another look through Igarashi's things, or maybe go talk to him in person to get information, because he's still alive and nothing bad happened to him. The Ganma didn't kill him at all. He just ran away.
They're going through his house, and then he's just like awkwardly crouched behind a bookshelf, but he's totally visible.
He's just hiding.
If you've been playing hide and seek for 10 years and no one's really been looking at you, I may think you get rusty.
No one's been looking at you.
Well, if no one's looking at you, they can't see you. It's the rules of hide and seek.
That's a half point deducted. You have another half point, and then you're actually banished to the ocean. We have like 10 minutes of recording left, so just watch yourself.
Okay.
Watch yourself, dearie.
So Taco talks to Doctor. And Doctor's like, yeah, I'll actually tell you everything about what you need to know.
He says, one person I thought was my friend was your dad. But he died. I have no hope anymore. And then there's like a flashback.
Well, Taco's like, I've decided to burn bright and
He-
never give up
Yeah,
and
I
believe in myself. In the flashback, they're working in some science, and it's not working, and so Dr. Igarashi has given up, and Dead Dad is like, no, you have to burn bright for the future.
Follow
And
the paths of heroes.
No
never give
crystal
up.
tears, though. No crystal
No,
tears.
there was no
No.
crying or hugging.
No. Just inspirational words between friends.
Then Taco inspires him to have the faith to tell him everything. And at the moment, he's like, okay, so here's what happened. And then the Ganma shows up to fight. The green one with no other defining characteristics.
Yeah, he's really plain. And
Super
just smashing
normal.
things invisibly, but that's okay because Onari's on it, pulls out the spider lantern, sparkles up the place, and now they can see the Ganma.
Taco is about to transform. And as that happens,
The undefining feature of the Ganma
The dragon?
comes to life and snakes out and hits the icon out of Taco's hand.
I guess it would have been too much work for it to pick it up with its mouth.
Or bite him or something.
we don't know how dexterous this trunk is.
It's got a mouth.
This dragon trunk. We
It's-
don't know if
it's
it's
true.
dexterous enough to pick up an icon.
I
It ha-
mean,
Okay, another question. It has eyes. Can the Ganma see through the trunk eyes too?
I don't know what you're talking
That-
about. This is
that
a
might
plain
be-
green Ganma with nothing on it, and definitely not
Like
a
imagine a
dragon.
morph suit. That's
it. Nothing
yeah,
else.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nothing happened. And at any rate, the Ganma went to attack Taco Time with his proper actual Naginata, and the doctor stood in the way and got sliced in the back and fell over. It was all very, very dramatic.
Except, okay, so in the show, he dies. Presumably.
No, he's just injured because he's got to still be alive for the next bit.
He starts to
Interesting.
glow, and we were kind of like, oh, he's dead now.
That's what I thought the dying part was. But the fact that this Naginata hit him just in the back and very clearly only sliced the top layer of his coat.
He can't show that much blood.
In Japan?
In a kid's show.
I keep forgetting this is a kid's show. Because I was like, that's stupid. They just cut this jacket and he's not hurt
No
at
one
all.
got decapitated or set on fire or
And then
had a pot of gold poured over their head.
And then I saw him lying there. I was like, well, he dead.
So then the Ganma is gloating. And he's like, come on, make the icon. This was my plan all along.
Yeah, and I've hurt you now, and it doesn't matter, and everything's great. And Taco Time's like, what? How little do you think about human life? And I'm angry now, and Inari throws him the icon, and Taco Time's like, yeah, now I can transform and beat your butt.
But then he transforms and goes and makes the seal on the fan that is nearby and also glowing to make the icon for Benkei.
And then transforms into Benkei.
Yeah, and Onari takes the doctor out. You're sent. Oh, wow, I actually wrote that down properly here. They must have wrote his name on the screen where I could see it and be very
First,
certain
we should describe the
with his
Benkei jacket.
What is there to describe? This is not even sarcasm. It's a
It's
white
white.
jacket.
It has Corey called them monk balls.
Technical term.
I mean, I'm assuming she knows because I don't actually know what they're called. I think
They're like
it's part
giant-
of a necklace.
Oh, no,
Prayer
no.
bead things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the beads that monks wear around their necks, but
Just
it's
the
kind
big
of
ones.
like
Yeah.
they're oversized and kind of like a feature around the collar. Other
Yeah.
than that, it's super boring.
Yeah, it's just white.
But I think it's because he's a monk and monks are quite simple.
And he gets a weapon that is a staff with spider lantern attached to the end.
Oh,
Yeah. So we're thinking either it's supposed to be a hammer or maybe an axe, or maybe it is
No.
just a staff.
I think it's just a staff.
Benkai had a lot of weapons at his disposal. Like, his face clearly shows all the different, the utila weapon thing going on there.
You think he's kind of a Swiss Army hero?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in his helmet, he's got some spears and some swords, and I'm going to assume that's a saw and that's a wrench. I'm not really sure what the
Laser gun.
gun is doing, but it, magic. It's fine.
It's the Naginata weapon. It's the staff bit attached to the sword bit, and then spider lantern is attached to the staff bit.
Yeah, it's
So it's weird.
it's a thing.
And they run out to a bridge.
And fight.
They're on Gojo,
Gojo
Bridge.
It's a different bridge than the other bridges.
I'm
It is a
assuming-
different bridge than Spectre's waterfront and the Pretty Boy Hangout Bridge.
I feel like it must be like historically significant for the episode.
because they specifically showed a sign saying Gojo Bridge.
Yeah.
And the other bridges don't have names.
Spectre shows up, transforms, and Akari's there, just watching and being shocked a lot.
Because Makoto!
And the Spectre and starts to fight Taco Time.
Well, the Ganma's still fighting Taco Time.
he's
So
very-
everyone's just hitting Taco Time.
Yeah. And then the Ganma's like, yeah, okay, you seem fine. I'm just gonna take off. Goodbye.
But Spectre and Taco are like really going at it.
So for the part where Spectre transforms, I wrote Spectre tuts up.
He got tutted.
Yo, I got tutted once. That's why I don't wear Euphoria by Calvin Klein anymore.
Oh. Dangerous.
Not as painful as you might think. So he transforms into King Tut. More fighting ensues.
Yeah, lots of fighting with Taco Time trying to tell him, I can see your pain and
You've
it's
changed. You used to be
awful
more
and-
kind-hearted.
and I can clearly help you, and you shouldn't force yourself to act like this. We're friends. And Spectre is not having any of it. He's like, stop saying the words that my sister says. So I guess he's also kind of angry at his sister too.
for
but,
talking to him at all.
he can't lash out at his sister. She's tiny and small and an icon.
So small.
Maybe she can join Tiny Table Friends.
Spectre goes to summon the King Tut Pyramid of Death.
The Omega Frame.
And we get a shot from inside of Kamen Rider Ghost's driver belt through the eye slit as Kamen Rider Spectre makes eye contact between his gun scythe and his belt. And then we see Taco make eye contact with his monk staff and eye belt.
That's a sentence you just said, And you made it through, and I'm proud of you.
It makes sense. So the Spectre Tat is using Omega Fang, and the Takutime Benkai is using Omega Bomber, thankfully, and not another Omega name of hero. Omega Bomber looks really interesting because it's like he threw the staff at the ground, kind of like a hammer.
Like that fair game where you test your strength.
Yeah,
So like a hammer.
Like,
a
yeah.
hammer.
Yeah.
And an eye symbol kind of glows on the ground, and all these lit up weapons come out and just start flying
It's
off
6 weapons.
at Spectre Tat, which knocks him back, and he's
Out of his
untransformed,
transformation.
and he's just not doing well today.
And then we hear his sister, like, bro, you okay? And
Yeah.
everyone's like, where did that voice come from?
Taco untransforms.
And they see Cannon's icon on the ground. It moves slightly as
Turns
it
to
tries
face people.
turn
It
around
tries to
and
like
talk.
hobble around.
And then Urisen pops up over Taco's shoulder and says, "Oh, that's peculiar. That icon has a girl's soul inside of it." And we're
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
we're like,
Lol.
yeah, we knew that though. That's Makoto's sister.
Well, like we didn't know that it contained her soul. Maybe it was like a little doorway. Maybe she was fine in the Gamma world.
I think we were assuming it had her soul, but yeah, it's true. There could have been other possibilities.
And then Urisen's like, "Oh, maybe she's cute." And that's when Taco's like, "You mean Cannon's in there?"
Yeah, and
And it clicks.
Spectre just runs over and grabs it and slowly gets up, and he's like, "Nope, I've got to get all 5 icons and
15.
15 icons and bring her up." Wow, if it'd only been 5, he'd
Gotta
almost be
catch 'em
done.
all.
I need all 5 plus 10 icons.
I need the 5 plus 10 icons. I'm
Gotta bring
gonna
her back.
Bring her back. I don't like you. I'm gonna glare, and I bring her back to life. Nobody can stop me. Goodbye. And
He's
he runs
getting
away.
more aggressive and worn out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Taco is just like, "Oh, Makoto."
So we cut to Eminem and Pretty Boy looking at a train station from up on top of a building, as usual. Maybe it's the same building as earlier.
It could be. It's hard to tell.
No, it is.
It's the same building with the
Oh,
narrow
right.
walkway. Okay, they've been up there for like days. And Pretty Boy's like, soon the gate will be open to the other side, blah, blah, blah.
Do you think that Pretty Boy might just like high spaces because he's maybe a bird of some kind? Like, he's got these feather earrings. He has these feather earrings. And now I really think about it, maybe he just really wants a bird's eye view of everything because he's secretly
A bird. No, I have not had
I
this
never
thought.
had that thought.
I never thought that, oh, Pretty Boy might secretly a bird because he, unlike everyone else in the show, likes to be on top of buildings. No, everyone in this show likes to be on top of buildings
Okay,
or
but-
up on ledges or
but-
on a pile of SUVs or
but-
on a water
but-
tower.
I think they all have different reasons for liking really high spaces. And I think his might be that he's secretly a bird.
You have had some very creative ideas today, Heather.
I'm calling it now. He's
and
a bird.
you know what? We appreciate that here at GHOSTWATCH 2016. Thank you for your input.
I feel like I'm being fired.
So we cut to Scary Mouth and Green Ganma, Green nondescript Ganma. And
Morph suit Ganma.
Scary Mouth's happy because the last icon has been discovered. Yay.
He laughs a lot.
All according to Keikaku.
What?
Keikaku means plan. I just realized after I said it that I could genuinely explain to you that Keikaku means plan, and he's like, it's all according to Keikaku.
Kikaku means plan. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
We'll show it to you.
Oh, okay.
You can look it up after.
Great. Everything's great.
And then we fade to Gramps standing outside the monolith.
He couldn't stand
Staring.
inside of it.
Look, I wrote on my notes that he was standing outside of it, and I just read the words.
He is standing in front of the Snapple monolith.
That is better wording.
Correct.
Maybe Kate should do this part.
We cut to Gramps standing in front of the Snapple monolith.
Remember,
The end.
Snapple monolith is...
Yeah, and he's just standing there.
The monolith is Spider Lantern's dad. Don't forget.
No, that's
No,
not.
that's so wrong.
That's not canon. Canon is Makoto's sister.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You should be. It's revealed at the end that Taco has 6 icons, and Spectre had 4, but now only has 3. So to recap, Spectre has Nobunaga, Tutankhamun, and Edison. Taco has Newton, Robin Hood, Musashi, Billy the Kid, Benkei?
Yep.
Sure. And Beethoven.
And we don't know the names of any of Scary Mouth Man's. But that's all of them.
I'm sure it will come up later in the show.
Probably.
Thank you all for listening. If you need an Ocean membership, please contact the Ocean.
You will want to make sure you get there during office hours because the Ocean does not like to give out new memberships after office hours. It likes to use that time to chill and relax and just let itself out.
How does the Ocean relax?
It just is.
It waves goodbye. Just like we're doing now.
I'm shutting you
Get
off.
out.